On lesson 16, the review problem is for his 14th birthday, Benno received $250 cash from his grandparents. He had picked out a Mattingly ripped baseball hat for $200 at Southdale Mall in Edina, Minnesota, but he knew that he would also have to pay sales tax. The sales tax in Edina is 6.5%. So what will be the total cost of the baseball hat with sales tax included? Will the money he received from his grandparents be enough for Benno to cover the total cost? So the first thing they say, you need to calculate the sales tax, and then we need to figure out the total cost, and then answer the question, will the $250 be enough to cover? So right away, the first thing that jumps out at me at this problem is going to be the percent number, because that right there I know is my ratio value. So that's 6.5. So that's going to go 6.5 over 100. So that's going to go in the circle, and that is the sales tax. So the money over here is going to be the tax amount. We know that he got $250, but he's not going to pay 6.5% on the $250. He's trying to buy the baseball hat, and the baseball hat is $200. So that's going to go in the bottom. I now have the three numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply across and divide. I'm going to take 200 times 6.5 and then divide by 100, and I'm going to get 13. So the number up here is $13 tax. So now I'm going to fill in this information on the bottom. The baseball hat was $200. I have to pay $13 in tax. My total bill then is going to be $213. And so I can answer the questions. The sales tax up here is $13. What's the total cost of the baseball bat including is $213. And will $250 be enough? Yes. Okay, in this question it says, while visiting her cousin in New York City, Tanya learned that it was acceptable to tip their taxi driver 10%. If the total fare was $15, what's the total amount of money that Tanya should give to the driver? So we're going to go ahead and start with this, and I can see right away this is a number that's going to jump out at me, the 10%. And so I'm going to write 10 over 100 in my ratio value, and I'm going to label it. So what they're going to do is they're going to tip their driver 10%. So it's a 10% tip. So over here is going to be the tip amount. And we have to fill in some more numbers. We do know that the total fare was 15, and so we should know when we do percent problems our total is going to go on the bottom. We now have three numbers. We can go ahead and we can multiply across and divide, and you get 1.5. So if we fill in the information, the $15 cab ride and the $1.50 tip would be a total of $16.50. We've got to make sure we're answering our question. It says, what's the total amount that he should give the driver? You need to give the driver $16.50, because if you only gave the driver $1.50, he'd be pretty upset because you never paid him. You just tipped him. You never paid him the total fare. So $16.50 is your answer. In this question, EB Games purchases Wii memory cards for $40 each, which is the wholesale price. Then they sell the memory cards for 25% over the price they paid for them. For example, the markup or retail price. What's the markup or retail price of each memory card at EB Games? So wholesale is just a term for what a store buys it for. So like when you go to Walmart, say you're buying toothpaste. Walmart buy the tube of toothpaste for $1, but then they put it on their shelves for $2. So they buy it at wholesale, and then when we walk into a store, we buy it at what's called retail. So the first thing that jumps out at me again is this 25%. So I'm going to put a 25, that means out of 100, and I'm going to label it. So what do? They mark up their memory cards 25%. So this is the amount they're going to put the price up. So over here is going to be the markup amount. All right, and so they say that the company bought it for $40 each. That's the original price. So originally they were 40 bucks. I now have my three numbers. So I can go ahead and I can multiply across. You can take 40 times 25 and divide by 100, and you get 10. So $10 is the markup price. So now we're going to look and fill in this bottom row. So if the original price was 40, the store is going to mark it up $10. What do we have to pay it for? Well, it would have to be 50, wouldn't it? Because the store isn't going to buy something for 40 and sell it for 10. They wouldn't make money. They buy it for 40, they mark it up 10, and now they charge 50. So we got to make sure we read the question. It says, what is the markup or retail price? What do we pay for it? That answer is going to be 50 bucks. Next one says a video game is discounted by 60%. The original price of the video game is $30. What is the sale price? So immediately this is what draws my attention, 60%. I'm going to put 60 over 100. And it's discounted. This is how much it's marked down. So then over here is going to be the amount down. And again, it says the original price is 30. We should know, and when we do percent problems, the bottom is always the original or the total. So $30 there. I now have three numbers here. I can go ahead and I can multiply across. So 30 times 60, and then divide by 100, and I get 18. And now I'm going to fill in the information. So the original price was 30. I can get that right there. Then how much it changed? It went down 18. So the new price, if it starts at 30, it goes down 18. The new price is 12. We got to read the question. It says, what is the sale price? Sale price does mean the new price. What are they selling it for? $12 is our answer. Next question says, tickets to a Timberwolves game used to cost $25 each. After being marked up to 15%, how much will each seat cost for the next season? So the first number that jumps out at me is 15%. So that's going to be 15 over 100. And the question says it's being marked up 15%. So immediately I'm going to label this with the arrow up. So over here is my arrow up. And the question says they were used to cost $25. That was the original price. So $25 is going to go right there. And I have to figure out that top amount. So all I'm going to do is take 25 times 15 and divide by 100. And I get 3.75. So I'll fill in my information I know. The Timberwolves games was $25. It's marked up $3.75. So the new price is going to be $28.75. Check your question. The question says, how much will each seat cost for the next season? Well, that's got to be this number right here for my answer, $28.75. It says the movie theater was offering a 10% discount off of their regular $14 tickets to the first 100 people in line to see the new Amazing Spider-Man film. What is a new price for you if you are one of the first 100 people? So the first number that's jumping out at me is this percent here. It's a 10% discount, so it's going to be 10 over 100. And I'm going to label that. It's a discount. So over here is going to be the discount amount. It does say the regular price is $14, so that's going to go on the bottom. I now have three numbers, so I'm going to multiply across and divide. And that is going to be this answer right here. So 14 times 10 divide by 100 is going to be 1.40. And now I can fill in the information. So the original price was $14, and they're giving me $1.40 off. I now need to figure out the new price. So it would be 14, take away $1.40 would be $12.60. So the new price that you're going to get charged if you're the first 100 people in line would be $12.60. This question says, on her last trip to Applebee's, Tiona used her student discount and was charged $10.95 for student brunch. When her parents go to Applebee's for student brunch, they are each charged the regular price of $18.25. What percent off the regular price does Tiona's student discount give her? So right there's nothing that's jumping out at me as far as a percent number. So I'm going to fill in the information I know. The question is actually drawing my attention. It says, what is the percent? I don't know that. So I'm going to start with this x over 100. I don't know the percent, but the question is, what is the percent off? So over here, this has to be the amount off the regular price. Okay, so it says she used her student discount, was charged $10.95, but when her parents go, they are each charged the regular price of $18.25. So $18.25 is the regular price. She's only charged $10.95. Now most people's mistake, well, they want to put the $10.95 right in that off spot, but she didn't get $10.95 off. That's what she paid. So if you start with 18, the bill was $18.25, and you subtract how much you paid $10.95, that is a difference of $7.30. So you just subtract those to find out how much money she got off. So she got $7.30 off. And now I have my three numbers, so I can multiply across. So $7.30 times 100. And then you're going to divide by $18.25. And the answer up here is 40. And so the question is, it is 40% off. We really didn't have to figure out, we could have figured out this $7.30 by using this bottom. So basically I could have done this. The original was $18.25. The new price is $10.95. We had to figure out this number here. So $18.25 and what would give us $10.95? Basically, what would you have to subtract? You'd have to subtract the $7.30. Okay, this is the last two pages here. This one says Jamie's looking at bicycles at Target. Since it's winter time, bikes are on sale. Jamie finds two bikes she likes. Bike A regularly costs $120 but is now 20% off. Bike B regularly costs $150 but is now 40% off. Which bike will cost less after the discounts? So on this first page, we're going to do bike A. And bike A's discount is 20%. So that's going to go right here. So it's 20 out of 100. And we're going to label it. That is the discount. So it's 20% discount. So over here's the discount amount. The other number, so we're looking at bike A. Bike A costs $120 regularly. So that's going to go on the bottom. I now have my three numbers here. So I can take the 120 times 20 and divide by 100, and I get 24. So I can fill in my bottom. So my bike A was $120. You get $24 off. So the new price then is $96. Now you're going to need to flip the page over because this is on the second page. We're trying now to figure out bike B's price. So bike B's price right here is jumping out 40%. So it's going to be 40 over 100. And we're going to label it discount again. So over here is the discount. And the original price of bike B is $150. So that's going to go on the bottom. So you can see I got my three numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply across. So 150 times 40, divide by 100, and I get a $60 discount. So if I fill in the information down here, my bike was $150. It's going to go down $60. So if you subtract those, your new price is going to be $90. So now we have to answer the question, which bike will cost less after the discount? And that would be bike B. Bike B only costs $90, while the A costs $96.